and it is the twilight zone, the nether zone. So it's that weird period between Christmas and New Year's when you just lose track of time and days. And it's my last day back in Sussex seeing my family, and I thought I'd come back to one of my favourite places for photography, which is New Haven. So the last time I was here was Stormy, and this location is unbelievable for bad weather photography down on the beach if you want to shoot waves and a bit of drama. The weather's come in, and I checked the tide. It's high tide at the moment. It's going to be falling for about an hour until it's, you know, pretty much dark. And some pretty big swells coming in. Now, I wasn't expecting it to be that dramatic. Obviously, the last time I was here, Storm Eunice was unbelievable, and those were rare conditions. And that was back in February, and I think I got some of my favourite shots of the year that day. So I thought I'd come down, check it out. I've wrapped up my camera quite poorly, haphazardly, in cling film because, well, it's not waterproof. I've broken a camera down here before, and I thought I'd be a bit careful, but I didn't think it was going to be too dramatic. Now I've driven in, and the waves are bigger than I thought. Yeah, it looks good fun out there. So, because Eunice was so dramatic, and the interesting thing with that day was the waves were so much bigger than I've seen before. But we also had breaks of light. A lot of the day was in bright sunlight, which created some really interesting atmosphere through the sea spray. I was so happy with the shots I got there. So I didn't really want to come down today and try and copy what I did then and come away with worse results, because I just know it's not going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is shoot narrow apertures. We're going to keep the ISO low, and I'm going to play around with some longer exposures and just try and work on motion and texture and go experiment, which is not something I've done before with waves like this. Recently I've been inspired by landscape photographers that go for more impressionistic, abstract kind of shots. You know, people like Wendy Bagnall, Sally Mason, anything to do with the coast, obviously Rachel Talabart. So one of the challenges here is dealing with the wet. So you cannot get sea spray or rain in the front optics of the lens, which is going to wreck the shots. So you have to be very wary about what direction the wind's coming in, blowing up sea spray, and the rain. It's just started raining again. And we'll see how it goes. I've brought my tripod. I don't think I'm going to use it, just because I'm going for movement anyway. But let's go out there. I'll probably do a couple stints out, shoot until it's dark, and let's see what's happening. So yeah, excited. Let's go get it. So you can see it's not crazy waves at the moment, but it's pretty dramatic and beautiful. There's going to be no breaks of light, which is fine, but yeah, it's high sea at the moment. It's just spectacular. I love it down here. So anyway, I'm going to get the camera out. I'm going to start with about 1 second exposures, work my way down. And yeah, let's see what we get, but it should be fun. So it's fun out there. I know I said at the start about protecting the front optics of the lens. I thought I was being careful. I got water on it straight away. It's really hard to kind of experiment with this because because I've wrapped up my camera in cling film, it's quite hard to see on the back of the screen whether things are working or not. So I've come back to the car just to check, and although I don't have the best view, I was shooting around between 1/3 of a second and 1/2 second exposures. I think around 1/2 a second's working quite well. We're now 15 minutes off sunset, and so naturally I'm going to have to push out the shutter speed a bit longer. I don't think that's a bad thing. So at the moment, when it was a bit brighter, I was kind of shooting faster shutter speed, trying to get motion in the waves, but still hold the camera relatively steady, which isn't easy in this weather, because when it's this windy on a long lens, the camera's just shaking so much when you shoot. But now as I go towards 1 second exposures and beyond, there's going to be so much camera movement. I'm going to try and swivel the camera, twist it, and try and create some shapes, and do that in addition to obviously the movement in the waves, and hopefully come out with some cool effects. So I'm going to go out before it gets completely dark. We'll try it once more. I'm just getting hammered out there. It's raining again. It's a lot of spray, but it's good fun. So I think last 30 minutes we'll try and power through until it's dark, and hopefully get a few shots. Now, I wasn't able to achieve what I was hoping to in my first attempt, which is understandable, and I've now learnt a few things to try out next time. I think for the results I was hoping for, I need some contrast of light, and I think I'd also try using a tripod. That being said, when I headed back out, I did get a break of light offshore, which led to some images I'm much happier with. Again, they weren't exactly what I had in mind when I headed out, as so often is the case. Well, it's a little bit windy now, and the rain's coming. You see out this way. Don't think I'll be able to get any more pictures. Well, there's a slight glow out at sea, it's just the weather's full on. So I'm going to go back in the car. There's a glow out at sea with the sun setting, maybe it'll stop, but it's a bit wild at the moment. We're getting this nice orange glow where the sun's coming down, and I think I'll give it enough light and contrast for a nice photograph, an ICM shot. The issue is it's straight out, so if I point my camera that way, I'm just going to get water straight into the front optics. So I'm walking down the beach, see if I can find the right angle to shoot out at sea without getting the lens wet. Gonna try a 1 or 2 second exposure and then call it a day. But let's see if we can get the shot. Woo!